What's up, gang? It's your boy Rod Will, giving you that real you can feel, because real shit is what I done seen and what I done lived. I hope you're making it a great day, because no matter what's going on in your environment, we understand that we have the ability to make it better. So listen, gang, this video today is about, is there a downside to detachment? And it's a damn good question and a message that I received earlier. And the person basically was saying, you don't want to be telling people to master detachment because I've mastered detachment and people think I don't give a fuck about anything. And so that was kind of the gist of what the person was saying to me earlier, basically off the video I made about how chosen ones need to master detachment. And so I want to kind of piggyback on that based on this message and the comment that I received, because a lot of people are suffering with detachment issues. And the reason why you may, in particular, the person who made this comment, or anybody who feels like this, where, I'm detached, but people think I don't give a fuck, is because you're being selfish in your detachment. It's a balance to everything. So you can't just be out here like, I'm detached. I don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. I barely care about my feelings. I barely want to work on myself. I barely want to, deal with people in general. This may not resonate for you if you're a type of person like that. The people that really resonate with me are genuine, pure-hearted people. And so when I made the video about detachment, it was coming from a space of, bro, I've went most of my life, you know what I'm saying, being emotionally attached, physically attached, like all type of attachments I had to things that weren't serving me. It's not, I'm detaching because I don't give a fuck about people, or I'm telling people to detach from these situations and environments because I don't want them to give a fuck and be cold-hearted. That's not what this is about. We elevate over here. So let me backtrack. Detachment, y'all, and this is piggybacking off the video about chosen ones needing to master detachment. Detachment is a balance. You don't walk around here just not giving a fuck about life. You know what I'm saying? And because when you do that, you throw yourself off, and that's why it's important to understand balance, gang. If I don't talk about nothing else, I'm gonna talk about balancing everything out, because it's a duality to everything. You need the light side, you need the positive, just like we need the dark side, the negatives. And it's how you use these things that really is going to determine how your life turns out, and the shit you're gonna say to people, and just the way you react to things that happen in life. Okay, so detachment is not a bad thing. You have to have that skill, because it is a skill. But if you are feeling like, man, I'm having detachment issues in general, it's because to a degree you're being selfish. It's either one or two things. You're being selfish as far as you just only thinking about yourself, or you're being selfless, like you don't even think about yourself. You always thinking about other people. And so it's one or two type of people in this situation. Either you getting hurt because you don't know how to put yourself first in certain situations, or most of the time, and or just putting yourself first until you're able and you have your cup full enough to be able to pour into other people's cup and give them what they need. Other than that, like I said, on the other side, you're going to be the person who, you have all these detachment skills, but they're more in the sense of, I don't give a fuck about nobody, and it turns into like being overly narcissistic. And so that's probably the situation. And over here, I teach y'all to avoid that, because that energy, when you being like, I don't give a fuck, I'm detached, and you don't give a fuck about nothing, that's probably, the energy that you're gonna feel all the time. But if you putting out the energy, basically, I'm detached from shit that don't serve me. I'm detached from shit that doesn't put me in an energy space in alignment with where I want to be at. That's what I detach from. I detach from the things that make me feel like shit when I don't want to feel like shit. The difference between people that ascend and people that don't is because some people don't know how to deal with their work of feeling like shit. It takes a lot. It takes a bold person to get help and seek help and find ways to better themselves. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, the person who made the comment, I want to address too, you may not have meant it in the sense of, you know, you're just a person that don't give a fuck about people. But what I want to also say to you is that, bro and sis, don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made a video about that shit. Like, because if you are detached and you are balanced and you are moving in a way to where you're not too much on this side and too much on this side, but you know how to do it to where you balance everything out, and you don't have all these stacks of karma coming, because you understand, like, I can use my dark side when I need to, and I can use my light side when I need to, and when I'm doing it the right way. And as far as balance, you know what I'm saying? Balance is what works for you, what makes you feel at ease, what makes you feel at heaven. So like I said, you may not be a person that don't give a fuck, but if you are getting this from people where you move and people feel like you don't care, now we go into a space of, what am I doing with my time? Because obviously, if you're around people and you're detached, but people are saying you don't give a fuck about nothing, you may not be doing anything constructive with your time. So it's not about just being detached, but you detached and you sitting at the house watching TV, binge watching your favorite fucking shows all the time. Or you detached, but you just out here and yeah, you know, I'm just living life. You know, I go to work, I hate the job I work at, I hate the life I live, you know, I hate the relationship I'm in, I hate just my fucking life in general. But I'm gonna just walk around and, you know, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best way for me to kind of get through everything is just not giving a fuck. You're gonna put yourself in a low vibrational state. Like I say, I don't really care what the fuck you do. Whatever you do is up to you. I just know what works for me, and I'm just sharing it. And going my whole life really being a person, even when I was, you know, being ridiculed and all this shit, and at ages where I couldn't even defend myself, I really just had this knack to just know that I'm better than what the fuck, you know, people was putting and projecting on me. So like I said, if somebody's saying that you detached and you don't give a fuck about nothing, it's one or two things. It's either you not on your purpose, for one. That's just like, fuck everything else I just like said. You know, you're not on your purpose to even be caring about that shit. Because like I said, when you get on your purpose and you in alignment and you have all the tools and you balancing yourself out the right way, you're not going to care about what these people saying, because you're going to be putting your energy towards your life purpose, the shit that you want to do. That's what you're going to be doing. And then people are going to understand why you detach, because it's going to be only one or two things. You're either with me in the trenches, working, getting it, ascending, all of that good shit, or you saying this because you at a state where you don't understand, and fear and all of this shit that people project or may say, like, oh, you don't give a fuck, whatever the fuck, or whether you just not doing shit. All of this fear is coming from a place of fear. And I meant all of this shit as far as being on your purpose, not being on your purpose, is coming from a place of fear. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to determine what it is I want. And once I master detachment, as far as balancing it, knowing when to not give a fuck and knowing when to detach, as far as, you know, I'm not gonna let this shit just even get, you know, this is not something I even want to be a part of. So it's really understanding that, and I'm gonna be coming out with a bunch of tools later on that's gonna help you really understand the deep crevices of this shit, what's in the cracks and everything, because this shit really goes deep. And detachment is important, gang. That's what I'm gonna say. So with that being said, you know, leave your likes, leave your comments. If there's something that I'm missing, like, let me know. But at the end of the day, I wanted to address it because the whole thought concept and the idea behind detachment, and, you know, there's a bad side, is no downside to detachment. It's what you think, is what you make it. All this shit is what we make it, bro. I'm not gonna go too deep into my life stories and shit right now, bro, but like, this shit really is what you make it, coming from somebody, like I told y'all, you know, homeless, going through all this shit. Like, I've transformed my life multiple times, you know what I'm saying? And so all I'm here to do is just pour what I've been in the trenches working on. I've done the fucking work, so I don't have to really sit here and convince you, because the shit that I'm talking about works for me. So if you understand everything that I'm saying, leave a like, leave a comment, and, you know, just show some love. And if not, it's still cool, because guess what? I'm doing my fucking job. So with that being said, man, it's your boy Rod Will. I'ma holler at y'all next time.